Hello and welcome to the Crooked Letter Sports Podcast, a show about Mississippi sports and the folks who play them. I'm Tyler Cleveland, joined as always by my co-host and dad, Rick Cleveland of Mississippi Today fame, a current Mississippi Sports Hall of Famer. And we are joined in studio today by one of our returning champions and one of our favorite guests, Mike Justice, former football coach, retired football coach. I'd say you're never former coach, are you? You're always a coach. Just retired. But Mike recently elected to the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame for the 2025 class. So congratulations on that, Coach.
Thank you very much.
You know, I've seen you on the golf course. You don't look like you're old enough to be in the Hall of Fame.
I feel like it, without a doubt.
Well, congratulations. I know you must be honored, especially with the rest of this class. I mean, you look at the folks going in with you, Derek Nix and Dexter McCluster, and I mean, you got the list in front of you, Dad.
Steve Freeman.
Yeah. Oh, what a player. People just forgot about him.
He really should have been in this
a long time
ago. Scott Berry.
Great coach.
Yeah. Steve Reeves, another
old friend.
Really good coach. We played a little bit of golf with him.
We have.
And Robbie Webb and Mo Williams. 13 years in the NBA, averaged 13 points a game. He'll be with us next week, Tyler.
Yeah, I can't imagine what's it like to get the call, to tell you that you've, been selected.
I'll be very frank with you, I never thought I'd get in this one. I'm in a bunch of others. And coaching and playing up at Etowamba, I got in their Hall of Fame after junior college. And anyway, I never thought I'd be in the same. The way I looked at it, I'm sitting by Archie Manning in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. I don't know if I need to be there. I had to think hard about that right there. Jerry Wright, I have to think about that a little bit. Do I really need to be here?
Well, 297 wins.
299.
Well,
299.
I won a lot of football games, won a lot of big games at a big school. So, I had a good career, but, it's really it's a great honor.
Mike, what tells me what a great career you had is you did it at every level. You did it at the little bitty schools. You did it at the biggest school in the state. You did it in Alabama. You did it on the coast. You did it in North Mississippi. You did it in Central Mississippi. You've won at every level.
Well, I appreciate that. I worked hard at every level. A lot of hard work goes into that, and people don't really know the work ethic that has to go into winning every year. Once you start winning as a coach, doesn't matter where you coach or what, you can't quit. You can't take a vacation. You can't take a few years off. It's called getting fired, Rick. It don't work that way. So you got to stay after it.
I want to know I think I know the answer to this, but what is tougher, the smaller school or a job like Madison Central, where you had so much success and won the championship in '99?
They're different. Small schools, you're limited in players. You got 5 or 6 really good players. I mean, they can play anywhere, especially if you're winning big, like Calhoun City. We had guys could play any league they were in, but limited with numbers. So they went both ways. They were on kicking teams. They never come out of the game. They played 4 quarters.
Yeah.
So the injury factor, you lose a starter, you lose offense, defense, and kicking game. You lose 3 people.
Yeah.
And you don't have 3. That's why he's having to do all that to start with.
Yeah, what you were saying, at Calhoun City, you'd have 4 or 5 who could probably play for Madison Central.
Without a doubt.
But you had 20 that would have been walking the halls at Madison Central, wouldn't have been on the football team.
No, they wouldn't have made the team.
Yeah, Tyler knows this, and I think you and I have talked about it. What I love best about Mississippi high school football are those small schools.
I do too.
My favorite school ever to watch play in Mississippi was Ware.
Oh, man.
The Ware Lions.
They could play, couldn't they? Woo!
Jolene Gann.
Oh, man. Junior Graham.
Yeah, man.
It went back farther than that, and I can't think that old boy's name. He ended up being the principal when Joe Gant was there.
Yeah.
Gosh, I forgot his name.
Can't think of it either. But boy,
away.
I remember covering one of their state championship teams where the quarterback was 5'10" and weighed about 220 pounds, and the nose tackle weighed about 125.
Yeah, that wasn't unusual.
Yeah.
Marion Kelly was that guy's name.
Yeah, Marion Kelly.
Good
that's
guy,
right.
too.
Yeah,
Thought
really,
a lot of him.
Really
Got a good
guy.
story about Marion Kelly. I got to tell it. When I was at Louisville, that district was strong. We had district meeting was always at Louisville. I was president of the district. Starkville had won the state championship in 5A. We won the 4A. This is all one district now. 5A Starkville, 4A Louisville. 3A Eupora got beaten state championship. 2A Ackerman got beaten state championship game, and Ware won it out of one district. So we're all there in January to get our little trophies and things for that. And,
Y'all carpool?
yeah, we just came together. Yeah, but we sitting in there, and I'm presiding over the meeting. There's all the schools in the district. Well, Marion and Joe Gant, old Joe, they said, we're not happy with the dues in this thing. We shouldn't have to pay the same money that Starkville and Louisville. I mean, we're small, 1A. It wasn't but $25. They was wanting to pay 5 or 10. And that just hit me. I don't know why. I said, okay, Joe. I said, Marion, I said, I'm with you on this. I got it. I said, next year, y'all will pay 5, then it goes to 10, 15, 20, 25 up Starkville, 5A. Well, that's fair. I said, yeah, that's fair. And let me tell you something else. These state championship trophies, yours is going to be about that tall, 2A about that tall, and Starkville's going to be way up here. Pissed them off, to say the least.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm sure that we talked about this the last time we had you on the show, but it's escaping me at this point. What do you think it is about that Golden Triangle? Because I was going to tell, when you guys were talking about your favorite teams to watch, I love watching Louisville play football.
You're the coach there. Woo-hoo. I don't know the answer to that. Starkville, West Point, Columbus Lee had its run. Louisville, Ware, Ackerman, Kosciuszko. Those schools play year in, year out. They're good as anybody every year. Been that way a long time, too. Long time.
Yeah. It's, for the longest time, you could just pencil in Louisville. I know Poplarville finally got them this last year, but yeah. I mean, it's just, you could pencil them in for at least the semifinals and usually a state championship every year.
I remember back when I was in high school in Louisville, down in Hattiesburg, we never heard of Louisville, and then all of a sudden we're going to play them in a bowl game, and
you had to play, didn't you?
Well, they had a little running back named Doug Cunningham.
Little running back, did pretty well later on.
Yeah. Yeah, did pretty well for sure at Ole Miss and in the NFL. Yeah, but yeah, there's a long history there. You were talking earlier about the work ethic it takes to coach at any level of high school football. I'm pretty sure I know where you got your work ethic because your dad was a pulpwood hauler, wasn't he?
Yeah, hard man too. Just World War II boy. Just a very, very difficult man to deal with. There's 2 ways of doing it, his way and absolutely no other. And he just that kind of guy. Uneducated, had about a 5th or 6th grade education. And he peeled out of Mississippi in 1937 or 8 and hitchhiked to Oregon as a 15-year-old kid because his aunt told him you could get work in those canneries along the coast. So he just took off on his own by himself for 15 years old.
15 years old.
Yeah. Never been out of Itawamba County. He thought Memphis, we dropped off the world just past Memphis. He'd been to Memphis, I think, once.
Yeah.
But he goes out there and steadily got drafted, come home, went straight to Normandy. 19-year-old kid, don't know nothing, made it through there. He's one of those many that pretty much walked from Normandy to Berlin. Got a Purple Heart and just come home, and beat around there a while, and then got hooked up in the pulpwood thing, and got him some old trucks, and just tough, hard nose.
You worked for him growing up.
Yeah. I hated that stuff. I hated that. God.
Makes 2 days.
I had 2 motivations. One was to get out, and one was to never go back.
Well, during that time, and this is a little told story in Mississippi football history, But you played on the first integrated football team, high school football team.
Didn't know it at the moment.
At Fulton.
Didn't know it. 1967 fall. That's ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, my high school, Hattiesburg High,
70. That's about to go in rate.
But you've told me this story, and I've written about it, but I think folks would be interested. I think your coach there was Ben Jones, who's one of the best that ever did it.
Ever.
Yeah.
He was the difference. Him and a principal named Wayne Woods, they were ahead of their time in thinking and doing things. And Coach Jones was the complete difference maker because the black kids came into school there, and we didn't know them. I'd never seen those people before. I lived down south of town.
Yeah.
They lived up in the north section of town. Had their own little high school they went to called East High. We didn't know those guys. Never. Might have seen them in town passing, just on the back street too, buddy. I'm going to tell you, I've got a real, I guess it stemmed from a lot of getting to know those guys like I did then at an early age. I've got a lot of bitter, hard feelings about that kind of stuff, about can't walk in the front of the show with me. I remember Hank Stone, Dale and Hank Stone played football with us there. Then Hank was the first black player that came out with us, started. He'd come to the theater up there on Saturday afternoon. We all go up there to the theater. He couldn't walk in the front door with me. I had trouble figuring that out, man. I mean, I'm 16 years old, and he's a good guy. I mean, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
And I had a problem with that then. I still do. It didn't ever go away. But it bothered me now a lot.
Well, when you think about that way, we're not talking about centuries ago.
That ain't been that long ago.
It hadn't been that long ago.
No, it has not.
Yeah.
But, Rick, those guys came in. There was 4 of them that played. Hank started, had a big guy named Roy Lee Creighton who went on and played in some Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
And Glenn Clifton and Jerry Trice. And they all played some that year. And two of them played a lot.
I believe you told me that Ben Jones, when y'all the first game, when y'all
Baldwin, right there at Fulton.
Nobody ever done this before in Mississippi. You said he had y'all come out and walk around.
Yeah, we got in a tight group and walked from our sideline down the other sideline right by Baldwin stands.
Yeah,
which I didn't think nothing about at the moment, but that was a very, very bold thing to do.
Yeah, here we are.
Here we are, bud. And then we walked on around. Now, we had a great football program anyway. We won that conference every year I was in high school and many other years because of Ben. He was a great coach. But we did that, and then we beat Baldwin, and that was a big game. Baldwin was a big win for us every year.
Well, you talking about Ben Jones, he coached at Meridian?
Yeah, New Albany.
Etowah. Tupelo. Didn't he go to Tupelo?
He went to Tupelo, but didn't stay but a year. Yeah. That's when he came to Fulton. Ben was a basketball coach. Let me tell you a little history here. I like this. Burt Jenkins is pretty well known.
Best coach I ever covered.
Ever.
Best.
Well, you know whose place he took as head basketball coach at Gulfport?
Ben Jones.
Ben Jones.
I know it because you told me.
Ben was the head basketball coach and was Lindy's offensive line coach. And Bert helped Ben with the offensive line. Bert wasn't no football guy, but you did that back then. Ben actually left Gulfport to go to Tupelo as head basketball coach and assistant football. And ended up staying 1 year and came to Fulton as head football and wrote the book there.
Well, while we got you got to know Lindy Callahan
real well.
Pretty well when you went down there at the end of your career.
I knew him real well. Then I got to be personal friends with him for 5 or 6 years there. Everyday friend. Great guy.
When Lindy passed away, I remember I called you for a column, and I asked you what made him special, and you said he just showed the rest of us how to do it.
How to do it. We'd go to a coach's thing and some, football or AD thing, and here'd come that bunch of coaches in with their old ruffled shoes on and their khaki pants or their shorts with socks rolled up their knees and coaching shirt on, either too big or too little, it never fit. And Lindy walk in. Oh, shine shoes,
Dapper.
slacks, golf shirt, or even a tie. I mean, he stood out. He was the man. And I copied that. I did. I looked at that. Him and Billy Miller. Billy was that kind of guy.
Yeah.
They wore their stuff now when it was working.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't wear it nowhere else.
When I was growing up, Hattiesburg was pretty good football power. And one year we had 1964, 65, I think we had like 18 players total in the sophomore, junior, and senior class who would go on and play Division I football.
Yeah.
They're very, very, very good. We went 10-1.
Gulfport.
And the one was 34-6
Gulfport.
by a Gulfport team that had one Division I player.
Wow.
That's how good a coach he was.
Lindy made a run from, I'd say 56 or 7 or 8, somewhere like that, up till, he got out when they split the school. That's when he became the AD for the whole thing. He had an 8 or 10 year run there of really, really big time coaching. Him and Bob Tyler was at Meridian. Billy Brewer was at Columbus Lee.
Yeah.
Jack was at Murrah. Jack Carlisle was at Murrah. And Lindy was at Gulfport. Pretty good. Pretty solid.
Those are some of the best runs that I can, that come to mind.
Oh, yeah.
And there's some guys now that are, had some runs. Hell, Lance Pogue's back in the game.
Pogue's back in.
Back in the game at Brandon.
Yeah.
So he had quite the run at South Panola. The one that Tyrone Shorter's putting together at Louisville
Real
is pretty strong.
Talked to him the other day.
Yeah.
Good guy, man. Good coach, too.
Yep. We got some good ones in Mississippi. I'm pretty excited to see, how these guys continue to do this. I mean, it's, what is the key to maintaining a program like that? I mean, obviously talent helps.
Well, I say this from a constructive standpoint, not a negative standpoint, but if you're going to be the coach at South Panola, Louisville, Starkville, Wayne County, Old McGee, Mendenhall, kind of not there anymore, but you better step up to the plate and let those players know quick that you will go behind the field house and whip their ass. And you better tell them, because they won't accept you as just, you're the coach. Okay, we've had them before. Big deal.
Yeah.
You better be ready. You better step up.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I talked to coaches, that are on up there, have good long careers. And I've had some conversations with them, mostly off the record, that the kids are different.
Oh yeah.
And I can't imagine, I remember I know there was a time when, the water was weakness and you know what I mean? You had to, couldn't have any water till after practice or whatever. I just can't imagine what it would be like trying to, be that hard-nosed coach now. I mean, it's got to be different.
You got to do it every day. You can't decide you're going to be tough one day and their daddy the next and then their uncle the next and Santa Claus. And you can't go through those stages. You better be ready every day. Yeah.
We got to talk just a minute about the best high school football team I've ever covered, the 1999 Madison Central team that, would y'all go 15? Was it
15-0?
15-0.
Yeah.
Talk
Highly
about
ranked.
that. Did you know before that year that it was going to be that good?
That group had been coming along for years, 7th, 8th, 9th. That's the way we did it there. And people just don't know this, but the 2 years before 99, we'd have won it then. We just couldn't beat South Panola. They were rolling, had Eddie Strong and all that bunch up there. And, I mean, they were just unbeatable. They got us 21-14 there at Madison, 98. Bloodletting, man. Good football game. We just couldn't get out. And they won it both years. I mean, had we have beat them, we'd have won 3 in a row. More than likely.
I almost got you.
We had to score with 27 seconds in the game to beat them in 99.
That's a great story. Tell them about the play calling there at the end. This is great.
This is a true story. People don't believe this, and it's just the truth. I had a timeout left, one. So I took it, 27 seconds in the game.
What was the score?
26-21.
And you had 21.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
On the 12-yard line, 4th and 6. We had thrown the ball to Espy 3 or 4 times going down the field on that drive. Got down there and stalled. The field goal wasn't going to help. Wasn't no point in that. So I go out there. I get there, and Buckles and Spencer playing right, guarding right. I said, Coach, there's nobody over here. We just mow them down. We can run. I said, whoa. We can't run.
4th and 6.
4th and 6, boys, and I ain't got a timeout. I mean, we got to throw it. No, we'll do what you want, but just telling you, ain't nobody over here. That end's boxing way out there. He's coming after quarterback. They're doubling Espy. We run outside beer, ain't nobody there. Trusted them old boys. Hey, good ones now. So I did. We ran the outside beer to Arthur Washington fullback, and of course put Bobo in motion and put Espy opposite. So they just swarmed them. They went after Bobo Brown on the motion and doubled down on Espy, and safety moved all the way over. Arthur broke that outside veer and nobody touched him. I mean, straight through the back of the end zone.
Mike, that's great coaching.
Yeah.
That's what that is. You got to make a decision. But that's the trust I had in those guys, to be honest with you. I believed in them. And they knew. Let me tell you something, guys, about football. Nobody knows more than the players. I get real, and Rick, you and I have talked about this. I get aggravated at the Dan Mullen halftime adjustment. I got so sick of hearing that crap up there at State. Do people actually think he put in new plays? I mean, what do people think? Peyton Manning told it the best I've ever heard it told. He said, by the time you actually get off the field, coach doing an interview, you got 15, 20 minutes. By the time you get in there, get your shoulder pads and helmet off, use the bathroom, drink some water, somebody blows a whistle, it's time to go.
Yeah.
That's halftime.
Yeah.
You barely can get in and out. You have to hurry to get out.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I remember Lynn Dawson, the great Kansas City Chiefs quarterback, talking about halftime, and just said, I barely had time to smoke 2 cigarettes.
I couldn't even get 2 down. Barely got 2 down. You tweak. I mean, I'm not stupid. I mean, I understand that. You go into a football game, you're going to zone block for pass.
Yeah.
Well, you can't. So you adjust that. You do that. But you're going to run a new play. What you run all week don't work. So you're just going to invent some, and they're going to work. That's ridiculous. You can tweak stuff. You can add a little, take away a little. But you're not going to run different plays. You don't know them. How could you possibly do that?
Yeah, that's right. Let's talk about your golf game a little bit.
No, I don't want to. I refuse.
Our listeners don't know this. Justice and I play 2 or 3 times a week.
A week.
A week.
Yeah, out at Lake Caroline, where we got a group of renegades that
Good game, to be honest. It's a good game
that we play with. But yeah, you have. I know your handicap has gotten as low as 1.
Yeah.
It ain't there right now.
No, it's not. I played some good golf for a good while there. Went through a year or 2 of really playing well. Won the club championship twice in the senior.
Yeah.
Won all 3 of them, matter of fact. Won Whisper Lake, Caroline, and
the Randy Watkins Grand Slam.
The Grand Slam, Randy Watkins Slam. I got it.
Yeah.
But not playing well lately.
No. Well,
and this guy is, and boy, it hurt. You don't know how it hurts me to say that.
Well, let's talk. We wanted to mention today, and you can certainly comment on this. The Mississippi State Amateur Championship was a couple weeks ago. I wrote a column that I published on Mississippi Today on Wednesday, which most people will be listening to this for the first time on Wednesday, about the kid that won.
Oh, yeah.
Jake Moffitt
from
Ripley, Mississippi.
Pine Hills Country Club, 9-holer.
A 9-hole golf course. where he says he plays 95% of his golf, he goes down to Grand Bear.
Yeah, tough course.
A Nicklaus course that they had stretched out to 7,100 yards, and he shoots 21 under
3-day tournament.
Par. 4-day.
Excuse me, 4-day tournament.
Four-day tournament. Shoots 21 under par.
That's better. That's 5 a day.
Shoots 63 in the final round, which was one off the course record set by a PGA pro. A tour pro. That's unbelievable golf. You say you've played the Rip?
Yeah, been there, played it.
Pine?
Yeah. Up one hill, down the other.
That's hill country, boy.
And let me tell you about those courses. Calhoun City's Pine Hills, Fulton's Pine Hills, Ripley's Pine Hills. There's 3 or 4 more. Pine Hills Country Club. And they're good. They're good courses. They work on them. They do a good job. But now the pro there is the guy. Like Ramey up at Fulton. Ramey's dad's the pro at Fulton Country Club. Uh-huh. He's also cooks hamburgers. And he also cleans the pool. He also mows the greens and fairways and cleans out the cart barn. Yeah. So that's the pro at those places. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Hire some kids to help him in the summer.
Yeah. I asked the kid, I asked Jake, I said, how do you accomplish what you're accomplishing coming from a 9-hole golf course? And you just play, you practice,
go
practice.
Hit balls.
Yeah. And
more than likely, I tell you what happened at Fulton. Fulton has a history now. 2 professional players out of there and 2 or 3 really good state amateurs played a home in that bunch.
Yeah.
But what happened, and I know the guys, Ken Hogue and Jerry Stubblefield, Fulton, they took those kids in and worked with them and let them play in their game.
Yeah.
From probably 10, 11, 12 years old. Wouldn't let them gamble. They wouldn't do that. They're good men. But those kids play golf every day. And there's no fairways, there's no rough. You can't tell one from the other most of the time.
Yeah.
And it's hillsides and pines, and you learn to hit shots.
You learn to hit offside hill,
you hit side
uphill,
hill,
downhill.
uphill, downhill, rough.
Well, you're telling me there's no rough or fairway up there.
You can't tell the difference.
Just grass.
Grass. They try to keep it all mowed.
Keep it all mowed.
But that course he shot,
it's mowed.
21 under par now.
Rough.
That's a real. The guy who holds the course record down there is Steve Elkington.
Really? I didn't know that.
One of the best ball strikers in history.
One of Randy's
ball striking.
One of Randy's good friends.
Yeah. Terrific.
Well, Randy told me that this kid up at Ripley, Moffitt,
yeah,
he's just a late bloomer. He came out about, he'd been playing junior golf and all, but he wasn't doing a lot. But last 2 or 3 years, he just shot out there ahead of everybody.
Appears to be in full bloom now.
He told me that he got serious about golf during the pandemic.
That makes sense.
When there wasn't anything else to do.
Well, hell, I got serious about it during the pandemic and didn't help at all.
Didn't help a bit, did it?
Not a damn bit.
Tyler, there's some genetic things I need to talk to. We need to have this discussion.
I don't need to talk about genetics here and the reason you're not very good.
Well, good that I have somebody to blame other than my
without a doubt, Tyler.
Yeah, no, but so the kid's going to Southern, right? He's committed?
Yeah, Eddie Brescher is the coach down at Southern. He's got it going. He's got the guy that won the South American Junior Championship coming in, and he's got a guy that won the Canadian Junior Championship coming in, and then he's got Moffitt, who, I'm telling you, that's a record. That 21 under, he won by 10 shots.
It's incredible.
Blew them away. That's
incredible.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So you're saying all these hot shot country club boys around town here that get all the lessons and got all this stuff had trouble beating a kid?
They
didn't just not beat him. They couldn't even play with him.
They got lapped.
Whoa.
They got
him in a race. They got lapped, didn't they?
Yeah.
Golf's a funny sport.
So, Mike, when you look at go back to the Hall of Fame, when you look at the class that you're coming in with, I mean,
great honor.
Derek Nix, Dexter McCluster,
Oh yeah,
Steve Freeman.
oh yeah.
I mean, Mo Williams. I mean,
Then the coaching side of that thing, Scott Berry did as good a job for probably 15 years, 12 years as anybody in the nation.
Well,
period.
It was more
strung
than
together
that.
40 games. I think he won 40 or more a string of them.
Well, the last 5 years he coached.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, and he's, my buddy that I grew up with, Corky Palmer, was his best friend and his predecessor, but he helped recruit those teams that Corky, the 99, was it
2009.
2009
Got your
team.
decades mixed up there, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, when you've lived this many, you do get them
I'm
mixed
passing
up.
through them.
The 2009 team was one that went to the College World Series, and it's like I told Coach Berry on the show last week. I remember my favorite thing was coming to practice to interview Corky about the team, because we would just sit in the visitors' dugout and talk about the Saints while Scott ran the
went out
practice.
and coached.
Was running the practice.
I go way back with that whole bunch. I go back to Columbus Lee back in 85, 6, 7. Corky was at Columbus High School.
Didn't you tell me you tried to hire him?
Yeah.
Where?
He had gone to Meridian and Madison Central, which, I'll be honest with you, at that time, I'm not sure Madison Central wasn't a better baseball job than Meridian.
Yeah.
And it turned out not to be. And one of our former players at Madison's the head coach, Meridian now, Dylan Sudduth, doing a good job.
Yeah,
But they've had a good run there now.
Well, they're, back when all the other junior colleges in the state could only recruit the teams in their area,
They could get whatever they
they
wanted.
can get whatever they wanted.
Corky really took the advantage of that.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, this has been great, Coach. We're about out of time.
All right.
But I just can't thank you enough for coming in, and we're real proud for you in the Hall of Fame,
Thank you,
and
guys.
looking forward to the big weekend. I think that's the first weekend in August.
Yeah, the induction ceremony itself is on August 2nd.
That's right.
And the night before, they have a big reception and fundraiser,
Yeah.
drawdown,
Yeah.
and a sports auction.
And I think Saturday morning they have a
meet
the media people coming in with all whatever.
anybody can. It's something that the tickets are to the to the banquet itself, and on Friday night are maybe a little high for some people, but you can come to meet the
That's right.
inductees
You
on
can-
Saturday
you
morning and
just walk in. I think.
yeah, it's great. I remember the year that Favre went in. We had some people from Green Bay camped out waiting for the Hall of Fame to open that morning.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Man.
But this has been a deal where it's like I said earlier. Going in, knowing who's in there ahead of me, makes it quite an honor for a guy like me.
Yeah, well, it's our Hall of Fame. When you look at the body of work or the
Pretty
people
strong,
that's
ain't
in it, it's pretty special.
I put it up there with anybody.
I would
Anybody.
too. Anybody.
Yeah.
That's right.
Rich is saying that because he's already in there.
No,
That's what it
Well,
is.
we just added to the greatness.
That's added to the
Rick and I
greatness.
and Randy Watkins in it.
yeah, yeah.
Well, Coach, I hope to see you on a golf course soon.
Thank you.
This has been a lot of fun. Guys, that's all the time we got. Make sure to read all of Rick's latest writings over at MississippiToday.org. And you can check out all of those Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame festivities at msfame.com. Thanks for joining, everybody. We'll talk to you next week.